Sounded much better that time, Mike. Much better.
Hi, Jim. VE9 MTV standing by.
V1JBL, VE1RMJ, can you check that live feed now, Jim?
Okay, let's have a look-see here. We have, I have a screen up here, and I see me transmitting here right at the moment, so, yep, it seems to be working fine there, Robert, over.
Okay, excellent, man. Double the work tonight to get this to go, but anyway, I'm just gonna bring it up here on my computer. I had it looking a little more fancy on the desktop, but I had to throw this together. I had some overlays with the weather and all kinds of nice stuff to kind of show off things that can be added to this, and just kind of, play around with it. But anyway, this is a nice way to see exactly who's chiming in, what repeater, and also get some details on the nodes that are connected.
Yeah, very good, Robert. Yeah, that'll come in handy for many of the hams that don't have the software and have no way to see what's going on here. They can all just go to this link now and follow along like the rest of us here. So I think that's going to be a good idea. So we'll test it out tonight and see how we make out there. Okay, I'll let you go. We got only got 2 minutes or so to net. So thanks, Robert. We'll kind of follow along here as best I can here. I'll be doing. Taking notes down here too as the night goes on here, but we'll be following along. VE1RMJ, VE1JBL clear and standing by for Robert, VE1CSE with the Maritime Fusion in about 3 minutes.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Jim. Yeah, I don't know how much latency is. It's only, I think, under 10 seconds right now, so that's not bad at all. Yeah, we'll see how this works, and then, of course, this automatically will record and save it as well. So it's kind of probably a better system than what we had before. Maybe it'd be a little more entertaining and more people would like to see it. So anyway, I did send it out to a select few people just to test, so hopefully they'll have a chance to check it out and see if there's any trouble. So I'll clear the frequency as well, and 7.3, and we'll be checking into the net here when we get a chance. VE1RMJ is clear and monitoring.
VE1JBL, VE1CSE, how read signal? I'm on the base station.
Sounds 100%, Robert. No problem at all.
Beautiful. Thank you very much for the report, sir. Alright, yeah, it's 18:58 and 15 seconds, so another minute and 45 seconds. We'll get her started. VE1CSE standing by on CQ Maritimes.
VE9 Golf Charlie.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Maritime Fusion Net. My call sign is VE1CSE, and my name is Robert, Romeo Oscar Bravo, Echo Romeo Tango. And I'll be your net control station for this evening. This net meets every Wednesday evening at 1900 hours Atlantic time in the CQ Maritimes room. The room number is 60207. The net is open to all amateurs in the Maritime provinces and is scheduled for 1 hour. Break. Amateurs will be called in by province. When you check in, give us your call sign using proper phonetics. After all maritime stations are called in, we're going to check for stations outside of the area and see if they want to come on in and chat with us there. Give them a chance there to take part later on. Just a quick reminder, due to the delay in the fusion system, please key up a second or two before transmitting, and keep the push to talk button pressed a couple of seconds after your transmission has finished. Alrighty, first of all, do we have any announcements for the net? Any general announcements at this time? Please come now to VE1. Yeah. Don't quite know what's going on here. I have a green light flashing. Hopefully I'm still getting through. V1JBL, V1CSE. Is everything still working right? Over?
Yep, everything's working fine, Robert. Everything's working fine. Go ahead. Did you get over to analog, Robert? You might be on the analog side.
CSE, I changed over to 210 here. The Greenwood repeater, our repeater, for some reason is coming up with blue light and a blinking green, and it won't stop. I'll read signal at the moment, Jim, just to be sure. V1JBL, V1CSE.
Yeah, okay, very good, Robert. Yeah, ready to go here anytime. Okay, this is VE1JBL. I'll take over here for a time here until Robert gets things organized in his end there. So we'll start with check-ins from New Brunswick. Let's go to New Brunswick and get our first check-ins for the Maritime Fusion at stations from New Brunswick. Come on in.
Victor Echo 9, Papa Kilo Victor.
Victor Echo 9, Papa Alpha Lima.
Victor Echo 9er, Alpha Delta Victor.
Victor Echo 9, Papa India November, PIN.
Victor Echo 9, Alpha India.
Charlie Golf Lima. Victor Echo 9, Charlie Golf Lima.
Victor Echo 1, Charlie Sierra Alpha.
Okay, that's a good crew to start with. I'll tell you who I have here. I have VE9PKV, VE9PAL, VE9 Alpha Delta Victor, VE9 MTV, VE9PIN, VE9 Alpha India, VE9 CGL, and VE1 CSA. Who did I miss from New Brunswick?
Victor Echo 9, Golf Charlie.
Victor Echo 9, Zulu Papa.
Okay, I also got Gordon, VE9GC, and VE9 Zulu Papa. I'll do this list, Robert, if you're back on there. I'll do this list, and then I'll let you take over from Nova Scotia. Okay, top of the list, VE9PKV. Good evening, Praveen.
VE1 JBL, this is Victor Echo 9, Papa Kilo Victor, Praveen in Sackville. Not much traffic. I'm glad you're taking over at this time when VE1 CSE Robert can't do the job at this second. But I'll hang on and I'll listen to the net. Thank you very much for doing the super job that you're starting to do right now. 73 to all.
VE9 PKV, VE1 JBL. Very good, Praveen. Thanks very much for taking part there tonight. Appreciate it there. Have yourself a great evening there. Let's go up to Irishtown, VE9 PAL, VE1 JBL. Good evening, Paul.
Yeah, V1 JBL, this is V9 PAL. How you doing there, Jim, and everybody on the net? And I think, oh yeah, my buddy there up the road there, Mr. Gordon there's up there. Yeah, she's still +2 here in Irishtown there. Looks nice out there by Junkins for February. A few more months and we'll be in the spring. Anyway, you guys all have a great and safe week there and take care of yourself. V9 PAL.
VE9 PAL, VE1 JBL. Very good, Paul. Yep, it's pretty well the same down here after the snow stop yesterday. We had a lot of rain, and the guy come and plowed the driveway here last night, and I went out here at supper time just before dark to take the dog for a walk, and it was right down to the gravel and the grass. So I said, oh, that's nice. But there's still a lot of ice around it. I think it's supposed to go down to -2 tonight, so it should be quite. I'll have to be careful tomorrow morning there. Thanks, Paul, for coming in. Have yourself a great evening there. JP, come on in. VE9 ADV, VE1 JBL.
V1 JBL, VE9 ADV. Good evening, Jim, and good evening, Robert. That's also doing the net, and to Paul and Mike and Gordon and everybody else that's on the CQ Maritime's room there tonight. I'm calling in through the VE1 Bravo Fox Bravo repeater. And just stopping in to say hi, and I was hoping to get in early so I can, the wife and I have a little date tonight for some ice cream. So hopefully go through the drive-through with Dairy Queen and get a little bit of ice cream treat tonight. So that's why I wanted to come in early and can't call in through the MFR repeater at CQ Maritimes until they resolve the issues over here, Jim. Anyways, thanks for doing the net, and hello to everybody in 7-3s, and good rest of the week from Victor Echo 9 Alpha Delta Victor. Back to you, Jim.
VE9 ADV, VE1 JBL. Very good, JP. Yeah, that's another good repeater. I forgot about. I was wondering how many of you guys will up in Moncton area will come through the BFB repeater there, and then maybe you can let me know which repeater you're using, if it's AMH or BFB. Be a good test for it tonight there. So thanks, JP. Have yourself a great evening there. Thanks very much for taking part. Mike, up in Irishtown, VE9, Mike Tango Victor. Come on in.
Yeah, VE1 JBL standing in for Robert, Victor Echo 1 Charlie Sierra Echo. Yeah, good evening there, Jim, and good evening to Robert also, and JP and Paul and Gordon coming up there, and everybody else checking in. I'm coming through the Amherst repeater, and just let everybody know the Moncton repeater had some internet issues. The repeater is working okay on the local repeater site there, the Moncton site, but causing a lot of problems on the CQ Maritime's room, so that's why we're having to check in on a different repeater. Other than that, we snow blowed the driveway there from 4:30 to 7 o'clock almost, and it started raining around 6:30 there in Irishtown here. So we just got it done just before the rain came down, and that most of it cleared out. So that's good. And I guess we're ready for some more there, Jim. Yeah, we've been quite fortunate this winter for sure. I think that's the first time I used a snowblower this year. So the other times it was not a. Well, I think maybe one more time that I used it. So, but anyways, that's good. Anyway, have a good net. Hopefully Robert will sort things out and there and come back. And 7-3 to all. Stay safe. Hopefully we'll get back to some sort of normalcy soon. Thank you, Jim. Have a nice net. VE1 JBL, VE9 MTV.
If you can hear me, hey Mike, do you hear me? VE9 MTV, VE1 CSE.
Yes, loud and clear there, Robert. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Boys, I don't know what the heck went on, but essentially I was there transmitting when I unkeyed. The machine went solid green and blinking blue. BXK, Lauren is on the analog channel. They're with me. The only thing is he's barely making the repeater, so I can't get there. So I don't know what to do at the moment. I'll see if I can get more information from Lauren there on what may be happening. He did say he had info.
Yeah, okay, very good, Robert. We'll continue on here with the net, and I'll let you know when I get done this list here from New Brunswick. Bert, VE9PIN, VE1JBL, come on in.
Well, good evening, everyone. Just watching the local news here on TV, and we had 10 to 12 inches of snow up north, and very nice snow, but it was heavy when we started cleaning this morning. But we got about an hour ago there, we had kind of a smog or fog is coming down, and heavy ones, so I guess it's going to be worse by now. The ones that are just coming after supper for cleanup. Besides that, not much. Stay safe, everyone. Have a pleasant evening and a good week.
VE9PIN, VE1JBL. Okay, very good, Bert. Thanks very much for coming in there, and have yourself a great evening up there in Edmundston area there. Let's go to Fredericton, VE9AI, VE1JBL. Good evening, Gary.
VE1JBL, net control, VE9AI, Gary and Fredericton, off the Fredericton FNB repeater. And it's warm out, stuff's melting, and rain on and off here. So anyway, we only had about 6 inches of snow here, I guess, all told. So besides that, not much else, I guess, Jim. Just waiting for winter to pass. So back to you, sir. VE9AI.
But every time it comes back up, solid green and blinking blue. Still trying to get a hold of Lauren here on analog. Wasn't able to pick him up after he said that he had information.
Yeah, okay, Robert. Yeah, just stay on the other side there, and we'll just continue on with the net here. And when you get it all fixed up, come on back then. Let's go to St. Andre and C. Germain, VE9 CGL, VE1 JBL. Come on in.
VE1 GBL. This is Victor Echo 9 Charlie Golf Lima. Germain in St. Andre. I'm using the Grand Falls repeater GFY. I want to wish everybody a 7-3 all around, and stay safe, guys, out there. from VE9 Charlie Golf Lima.
VE9 CGL, VE1 JBL. Okay, very good, Jermaine. No problem at all there. Thanks very much for coming in. Great signal. Absolutely no problem at all. Have yourself a great evening. Thanks for taking part. Let's go see Scott, VE1 CSA, VE1 JBL. Good evening.
VE1 JBL, VE1 CSA. Good evening, Jim. And good evening to all. Scott here in Marysville. Thanks for calling us in. We're working the VE9 FNB repeater in Fredericton using the 7250 radio. Just wanted to wish everyone a great evening, a great rest of the week, and take care. Back to you, Jim. VE1 CSA.
VE1 CSA, VE1 JBL. Okay, very good, Scott. Thanks very much for coming in. Sounding great. Absolutely no problem at all. Have yourself a great evening there, and we'll be chatting with you either on there or on the email. So good to hear you on there. 7-3 for now. Up to Notre Dame. VE9 GC, VE1 JBL. Good evening, Gordon.
Yeah, VE1 JBL with the Maritime Fusion at VE9 Golf Charlie, coming to you this evening through my VE9 Juliet Echo Charlie node, which is the FTM 100 and HRI 200 combo, using my little FT2D handheld. Well, it's working. Seems to be working pretty good tonight, so that's good. Not too much to report. Like everybody else, had to deal with the wonderful weather we had yesterday. We ended up with a little over 20 centimeters of snow here, and then 18 millimeters of rain, according to my weather station on top of that. And it was a sloppy old mess there this morning. Fortunately, I have a contractor who takes care of doing the driveway. And this is going to sound hilarious, but since I've been sort of battling with an old shoulder injury, I decided that I would sort of break down a little bit and picked up myself a little 18-inch electric single-stage blower that I didn't really have a whole lot of faith in until today. It cleared my front and rear deck very nicely and cut the path to the out to my woodshed, and then I fired up the big gas power 30-inch blower, and I had more problems with it because the slush was just jamming up in the chute. So there you go. So if you see one of those little $200 18-inch electric babies, they're not all that bad. Anyway, Jim, I hope everybody has a good week coming up, or finishing up the week, I guess. And I just had two of my cat controllers jump into my lap. VE1 JBL, VE9 GC.
Yeah, okay, very good, Gordon. Yeah, I got about 2/3 of the deck done today. I did about a third of it this morning, and I did a third of it early this afternoon, and or I guess later on this afternoon, but I left the rest of it. It was just too wet and too heavy, so I got 2/3 done, so I thought that was pretty good there. So anyways, we got everything else done there, so it looks good there now. Thanks, Gordon. Have yourself a great evening. And let's go back up to, well, I don't want to ruin the name here, so I'm just going to say Fredericton area. Don, you can actually tell me the name of it here. I've got it written down here, but VE9 Zulu Papa, VE1 JBL. Go ahead, Don.
Roger that, Jim. VE1 JBL, VE9 Zulu Papa here. Don in Russia Gornish. And in case you're wondering on the pronunciation there, Jim, it is on my QRZ page. I do have a pronunciation in my address header there. No worries. No worries. It's been butchered many a times and in many different ways. Well, like everyone else, we had a fair bit of snow over here in the Gornish, and we dealt with it pretty good. Got the driveway blown out around 8 o'clock, and then sure enough, wouldn't you know it, about 9:30, the plow truck went by. And at about that time, it was raining cats and dogs. And you don't want to get hit with one of those, I tell you. Oh, they hurt. But yeah, the driveway was good to blow out, and then just like that other gentleman was saying earlier, with the windrow from the plow truck, it was basically the snowblower was not blowing snow; it was blowing snow logs, and she plugged up a couple of times on me there. So, anywho, by the way, Jim, would it be possible to make a little announcement on a new Friday night digital net over?
Yeah, you go right ahead, Don. And yeah, and we do announcements right the first of the net there. I don't know if you're on when we first start up, but we are always looking for announcements at the first of the net there. But nope, you go ahead and give that announcement right now.
All right, very much appreciated there, Jim. Yeah, I tuned in a little late there, so I missed the very first there. Just a little heads up, if anybody is interested on a Friday evening between roughly 8:15 and 9 o'clock, we do have a Friday night digital net on the Fredericton Amateur Radio Club's repeater, which is the VE9 FNB, and that is Digital Room 68031. And we start out analog, and then about usually 20 after the hour, about 20 after 8, we switch over to the digital side of things. Have a little roundtable discussion, usually a topic, and if anybody does have a free hour there on Friday evening, looking for something to do, would love to have you in there. Thank you very much, Sir Jim. We'll hand it back to you, Net Control. So VE1 JBL Victor Echo 9 Zulu Papa 73.
Break V1 JBL, V1 CSE.
Yeah, go ahead, Robert.
Seems like our repeater and Greenwich repeater went into a kind of jamming mode. This last occurred on our repeater in September last year. Essentially, the green light stays on and the blue light just sits there and blinks. It's almost like it reverted back over to analog mode instead of digital, and we couldn't get it out. Lauren's being informed. I was trying to talk to him on analog, but at present he's barely making the repeater. So hopefully things will get fixed up here. I'm now back on 88, so I'm hoping that when I unkey, it doesn't just go back to that blinking and ticking here. Back to you, sir. Again, my apologies. I'll have to see if I can find a backup repeater. Like I say, when I tried Greenwood, did the same thing. Back to you, sir. V1 JBL, V1 CSE.
Okay, very good, Rob. We'll continue on here. I'm going to call in Nova Scotia next here, and maybe we get through the first round. I'll see how you're making out, and if it's fine, we'll let you carry on there. Don, VE9 Zulu Papa, VE1 JBL. Yeah, that's a good announcement. Thanks very much for bringing that announcement to light there, Don. And for all the guys that are out there, guys and girls that are out there listening, we've checked in the last couple of weeks on the Friday night net there, and they get, I think they had 10 the first night and 11 the second night there. So, but they are, it is a good net. No problem to get into it there, and we had a good time there. So, very good. Thanks, Don, for bringing that to head. And Robert, you want to key back up again and see if you're all right. If what, I'll let you call in the Nova Scotia stations there. VE1 CSE, VE1 JBL.
V1 JPL, V1 CSE, how copy, over?
Yeah, copy good there right now. Robert, go ahead. You can put a call in for Nova Scotia. And if you run into a problem, I'll take over.
Yeah, okie dokie, sounds good. Thank you very much for taking my place there when we experienced the technical difficulties. Hi, hi. All right, we're going to make a call out for stations from Nova Scotia area. Any stations from Nova Scotia wishing to check in this evening, please come now slowly and phonetically to the E1 CSE.
Victor Echo 1, Bravo, Bravo, Bravo.
So Charlie.
Victor Echo 1, Alpha Sierra.
Victor Echo 1, Juliet Whiskey.
Victor Echo 1, Mike Yankee.
Victor Echo 1, Kilo Echo Victor.
Okay, so far we have 6 stations. I'll read them back. VE1WX, VE1BBB, VE1AS, VE1JW, VE1MY, and VE1KEV. Are there any other stations from Nova Scotia wishing to check in at this time? Please come one at a time, slowly and phonetically, to VE1 CSE.
VE1 Lima Victor.
Victor Echo 1, Romeo Mike Juliet.
Victor Echo 1, Delta Charlie.
Okie dokie, that time we picked up 3 more, VE1LV, VE1RMJ, VE1DC. Did I miss anyone, or is anyone else wishing to check in from Nova Scotia? Please come down.
Victor Alpha 1, Bravo India Lima.
And we have Victor Alpha 1, Bravo India Lima. Alright, well, I guess we'll go to the top of the list. I know that due to our technical difficulties there, things happen, but hey, you always have a backup. Hi. Alright, let's go to Derek first. VE1WX, VE1CSE. Good evening, sir.
Well, this is VE1WX. I'll take the opportunity to check in with Jim, VE1JBL. Obviously, you have some sort of issue, operator issue there. AEH is working fine. The Greenwood repeater working fine. So, yeah. Good evening to all on frequency. Beautiful day today. Actually had a good opportunity to clear off the remaining amount of snow on the back deck there, guys and girls. And, geez, I didn't even need a jacket. I was basically in a t-shirt there at one point. Very, very nice day. And we got a total of 8.5 inches with this last nor'easter that blew through. No wind damage, a lot of water on the road, and I didn't see or hear of any localized flooding, but seen some pictures on the media sites from Halifax and beyond there. Just a lot of surface water. So hopefully all made out and didn't lose any antennas and such there. 7-3, everyone have a great week, and be listening with interest to the rest of the check-ins. VE1JBL in the Maritime Fusion net, VE1WX.
VE1WX, VE1JBL. I'm not Jim. Boy. Yeah, essentially the repeaters were experiencing some issue because Warren tried to come in with info but couldn't hit the repeater on the analog side. So, at least right now, the situation seems to be settled. And thank you very much for your check-in there, Derek. Greatly appreciate it, sir. You have yourself a great and safe evening, you and yours, and thank you very much for checking in. We'll go over to Ron next. VE1 BBB, VE1 CSE.
VE1 CSE, this is Victor Echo 1 Bravo Bravo Bravo. Ron and Amherst here on the VE1 AMH repeater, and everything seems to be working fine now, Robert. Things like that do happen, but anyway, we've got it solved, and everything should be okay for the rest of the net. Thanks again for doing that, Robert. Really appreciate it. 73 VE1 CSE. This is VE1 BBB.
V1 BBB, V1 CSE, good evening to you, Ron. Doing great there. Nice full quieting. Well, yeah, we're all full quieting. What am I thinking? You have to think digitally now. Yeah, you're doing good. For your information as well there, glad to hear that you're able to come through our repeater in a good condition there. Greatly appreciate for your check-in, Ron. 73, and you and yours stay safe there, and have a great evening. Next up, we're going to Terry, VE1 AS, VE1 CSE. Good evening.
Good evening, Robert. This is VE1 Alpha Sierra here on Pugwash Harbor. And just a quick query to RMJ and JBL. Heard them discussing a project they're working on and would like to learn a bit more about it if they have time another occasion. As far as the snow goes, we had 5 to 6 inches in the driveway. The street didn't get plowed till some ungodly hour this morning, and when the plow did go down Water Street, the main drag, they left a 3 to 4 foot drift at the end of the street, so nobody was getting out that way. But it was nice to have a snow blower because the driveway was bare before it needed to be. Anyway, with that, good evening to everyone, and back to net.
V1AS, V1 CSE. Good evening to you, Terry. Yeah, it's been weird here today, I'll tell you. We went up to like almost 15 to 17, and the snow was kind of melting, but I guess it's still on the ground out here. My goodness, it's unprecedented. Glad to have you on board this evening, sir. Thank you very much for your check-in. It's greatly appreciated. I'll say 73 for now, and have yourself a great and safe evening, you and yours. Next up, we have Eric, VE1 JW, VE1 CSE. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Robert, and everybody else on it. Looks like a good net so far. And yeah, I don't know what was happening with AEH when I was listening here on CFY through the Greenwood repeater, and everything seemed to be fine here, but I did go over once when Jim was talking and listen to AEH, and there was no output from AEH when there was output here, so it's as if it lost its connection to the system for some reason or other. Anyway, hopefully Lauren has got it figured out, but it's like it lost. There was no output from AEH on the output frequency. Couldn't hear anything, and this one was working fine. So, just a point of note. Other than that, it was a pretty good weekend here. We had, I don't know what we got here. I think probably about 10 centimeters, maybe 12, but and it's all gone now in the driveway, the decks, sidewalks, everything is gone. The sun was kind enough to come down and plow me out about noon yesterday before it changed to rain, which was good because it was pretty heavy. My snowblower is pretty old, and I don't know, it might have handled it, but it was nice of him to come down and plow it out with the truck. He did it all, plowed it out, shoveled the sidewalks off for us and everything. So all I had to do was shovel the deck off, and I shoveled a little bit of it yesterday, and the rest of it, Mother Nature took away on her own, so I didn't have to shovel it. So I can't complain. It all melted and went away with the rain. So I'm happy, and like everywhere else, I don't know what I got up to today. I think about 10 or 11 here. I don't think we got 14. I seen a few people up there. Somebody had a friend that lives in the Mayas had on Facebook that he went out for a walk, and it was 17 degrees this afternoon. So sounds like you guys had the hot spot, Robert. V1 CSE, V1 JW.
Okay, this is VE1JBL. I think Robert's having another problem with the radio there. I think somehow it's getting into analog there is what's the problem. But anyways, I'll carry on here. Mike, VE1MY, VE1JBL. Come on in, Mike.
Thank you very much for checking in, Eric. Greatly appreciate for your check-in, sir. And I'll say 73 and have yourself a great and safe evening, you and yours. Alrighty, next up, we're going over to Mike. VE1MY, VE1CSE, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Robert. VE1CSE, VE1MY. I have no traffic, I'm just going to give you a mark on the slate. Everybody stay safe, VE1MY.
I missed my turn.
VE1CSE, VE1JBL. You still there, Robert?
VE1JBL, VE1CSE. Looks like this hiccup seems to happen when someone tries to force the repeater into analog. It has a hard time getting back to digital. How read signal, over?
Yeah, I'm hearing you, Robert, but you're missing the repeater quite a bit there. So I'm going to carry on with the net here, and we'll try and get through this because it's getting late in the hour here. So I'm going to continue on with the net here, and we'll try and fix that problem after the net is over. QSL?
Yep, QSL, sir. Hey, you take my place and I'll take your place next time. I'm quite sure we'll have everything fixed by then. Just count me as a check-in there. Transmitting, of course, to V1AEH from behind the wall right here in the minus. I'll pass back to you, Jim, and again, sorry about that. We'll make sure that we know what's going on here and how this happens and how we can fix it remotely. All right, have yourself a good one there, Jim. VE1JBL, VE1CSE.
Yeah, carry on there, Jim. Carry on, Jim. It's not the repeater. It's not the repeater.
Yeah, very good, Derek. Yeah, it's just he's getting over to analog there, and that's why he's getting the green lights there. So I don't know if he's on AMS or maybe it's just on FM, but it sounds more like the radio than a repeater problem. Anyways, okay, we'll carry on, guys. Get through this hour here. Let's get to Kevin. I think you're next on the list there. VE1KEV, VE1JBL, come on in.
Yeah, very good evening, Jim. V1JBL, V1CSE in the background, V1KV. Very good evening, you guys, and good evening to all on the net there as well. Great sounding net, that's for sure. We got YouTube on here as well, and things are sounding great over there too. So anyway, like everybody else is reporting, it was a gorgeous day, that's for sure, for the first week of February. I was down Pictou Way today, and yeah, it was some really nice temperatures for sure. Plus 12 and 10, whatever. And anyway, it was some really nice. It was a nice day, that's for sure. I don't know if Mother Nature's what she's gonna do next to us, but stay tuned, I guess. Anyway, yeah, nothing else to really report here. Thanks for calling me in, Jimmy. And you guys all have a great evening there in 7-3. We'll be listening along. V1JBL, V1KEV.
Okay, very good, Kevin. Yeah, thanks very much for checking in. And Terry, VE1AS, if you're listening, I sent you an email. Click on the link in the email, and that'll bring up the software, and you can follow along that the rest of us can that have the software and that we can actually follow along there with the net. So I sent you an email. Click on the link, and you'll see what's going on. Okay, let's go down to the Valley. Well, let's go down to Valley, outside the Truro. VE1LV, VE1JBL. Come on in, Hal.
VE1JBL, this is VE1LV, and I'm through my node. I thought I missed a turn because the CQ cam in the room come on and blocked out you people. Anyway, boys in Moncton, don't throw any stones at me, but if you're having an internet problem, do like Jason did in Sussex. He had internet from his home, and it was RF to the repeater. But I know you probably already have that or what have you. But he had fiber at home, and he went RF to the repeater. Anyway, I woke up this morning, and it was all green. And I drove down to see Betty today, and boys, the rivers were all high. There was lakes and fields that were fields before. They were now lakes, and there was an awful lot of water came down along with the snow melt, I guess. So back to you, Jim, 7-3 all. This is the E1LV.
Yeah, okay, very good, Hal. Yeah, a lot of snow. Not too much snow melted here. We still got a lot here in the yard and everything, but anyways, yeah, I imagine in town, if I was still living in Amherst, I might see some gutters or something not being cleaned out there. Might be some flooding in some streets in town there, but anyways, yeah, that's all part of this weather. Thanks, Hal, for coming in. Have yourself a great evening. In Oxford, VE1RMJ, VE1JBL. Good evening, Robert, and good on the YouTube video here. It seems to be working well.
Oh, VE1JBL, VE1RMJ. Good evening, Jim, and on all those on frequency. Sound like a pretty good net. A little bit of troubles there on the other controller's side. Maybe it's an AMS and not locked into DN or something going on there. Hopefully you guys can get that fixed up for him. Yeah, things are going good. Well, I had it all nice and done up on the desktop, and Windows decided to force an update, so it closed all that out, and it took about a half an hour to do the update, so I rushed to get the laptop ready in time. So luckily it's working good. Didn't get a chance to do much testing, but it follows upon some of the bugs I had to work out from our meeting there that I recorded. So all's good, and if this is something that people like, we can definitely share it and make it more widely available. Anyway, won't keep it any longer. I know there's still probably lots of stations wishing to check in. So everybody have a great evening and a great rest of the week ahead there. 7-3 of VE1RMJ.
For the net game, I would key up, start chatting before it finally kicked in there. So there is a delay on it there, but it's better than nothing for guys that don't have this opportunity to see all this information come up on the screen there. Anybody can just go to the YouTube channel. So I'll put that out at the end of the net there, Robert, when I do the recap. I'll put the link on there. I assume it'll be the same link each week, or will that change, Robert?
Yeah, the latency is as good as it can get with YouTube, and it's also coming in through the nodes. So there's some latencies there as well. I'm not coming directly from the radio for the audio, so it's not too bad. But that link for sure this month, and I will have to confirm before the next one there, Jim, if it will stay the same. VE1.
Put out the notice next week for the net, and then we can be better prepared there for the right link there. Okay, very good. Thanks very much, Robert. Have yourself a great evening, and we'll be talking to you. Let's go down to Truro, VE1HUL, VE1JBL. Good evening, Dave.
Good evening, Jim, and all those on the net. Robert seemed to be having some issues. AEH repeater was working fine from my end. I was actually using it earlier today from Truro here, and we're coming to you via the VE1 VFB repeater here this evening. I guess we're just trying out the various local repeaters that I can log into from Truro here. But as everyone was saying, it was a beautiful day today. We're up to plus 11 at one point. Sunny and just a nice warm breeze, and what little bit of snow the rain didn't melt. The warm weather certainly did. So, anyways, not much else to report. So I guess we'll turn it back to you, and everybody enjoy their net. And 7-3 to all. VE1HUL. Over.
VE1HUL, VE1JBL. Okay, very good, Dave. Yeah, it was up to 7 here today. I think I had 7 point something here today. But it was nice. It was really nice. I was out when I was still cleaning the deck there. All I had was a T-shirt on. When I was out doing it, and my slippers on. When I was doing the deck, so it was nice out there, that's for sure. And I got a picture from Scott on Twitter today, CHL, and he was out washing his truck. He had no snow, so he said, okay, it was a nice enough day. He said he went out and washed the truck, so I had a picture of his truck there after he got it washed there. So not very often you can do that in February, that's for sure. Thanks, Dave, for coming in. Have yourself a great evening there. Here's a fellow I haven't heard from him for a while. Good evening, Tom. VE1DC, VE1JBL. Come on in.
Roger. Good evening, Jim. VE1JBL, VE1DC. Good evening, all on the net. Good evening to Robert. I hope you get your problem solved there. We had a nice day in Truro. Good evening to Hal there, too, also. And Derek and Rob up in Oxford. I'm trying to think of everybody on here. No, I haven't been on for a while. I've been pretty quiet and just, I don't know, feeling around different stuff. Using different modes, Jim, just messing around. Anyhow, good net. Sounding great this way. Won't keep it because it's getting late. 7-3s, and have a good evening all. VE1JBL, VE1DC.
Yeah, okay, very good, Tom. Thanks very much for coming in. I'm glad you took the time to take part there. It's been a while since we've chatted, so have yourself a great evening, and hopefully we'll hear you more often there on the net there, 7-3 for now. Let's go down to Greenwood, or somewhere as close to Greenwood. VA1BIL, VE1JBL. Good evening, Bill.
VE1JBL, VA1BIL. Good evening, Jim, and good evening to everybody on frequency here. I'm here in Wilmot. Beautiful day here today. I got up to 11 degrees, if you can believe it, in my backyard, and I was out there sitting on my deck with a cup of tea, and I really found that enjoyable. I also took advantage of the nice weather and went over to a friend's place there and helped him repair his HF antenna, and seems to be working a lot better too. So, kind of a great day down here. And anyway, I know there's lots of people itching to get on here, so I'll say 7-3 to everybody, and hope everybody has a great week. VA1BI, clear.
Yeah, okay, very good, Bill. Yeah, I got a lawn chair out on the deck there, too, and I had that open. So, we're all going to get spoiled. You wait till that Arctic vortex comes around the globe here and settles in on us here in another 2 or 3 weeks. We're going to be, what's going to happen to us. But anyways, yeah, we better enjoy it while we got it, that's for sure. Thanks, Bill, for coming in. Have yourself a great evening. Now, before I go to PEI, I did notice one station come in here. I didn't hear them, but I did see them up on the screen. I got a VE1ABX, Alpha Bravo X-ray. Are you on frequency?
I am V1ABX Alpha Bravo trade name here. Got it. Second, I'm checking into the net, and I'll just say 7-3s and back and have a lesson in V1 here.
Yeah, okay, VE1 ABX, VE1 JVL. Yeah, very good evening. And yeah, I did see you come up on the screen, but I didn't hear any audio. So, but we did get you in there, and good to have you on board. I don't think you've been on board with us before there. Can I get your name and location, please, over?
Hey, Jim. I'm in Yarmouth, or down in Yarmouth, so shore. And my name here is Guy, Golf Uniform Yankee.
Yeah, okay, very good, Guy. Good to have you on board there, Lower Woods Island. So, good stuff. Thanks very much for taking part there tonight, and hopefully we'll hear you more often in there, for sure there. 7-3, and have yourself a great evening. Okay, let's swing it over to PEI. Let's get our first call from PEI here. Let me get my, I got so many screens on the go here right now. Okay, we're set to go. Anybody from Prince Edward Island like to check into the Met? Come on in.
Victor Yankee 2, Golf Foxtrot.
Hello.
Victor Yankee 2, Sierra Echo Charlie.
Okay, I got two stations at a time, but there may have been a double in there. I got George, VY2GF, and I got Sterling, VY2SEC. Was there any more stations from PEI?
Hi, Jim. Victor Yankee 2, Hotel Foxtrot is here also.
Okay, Brent, we got you in there also. Okay, we got three that time. Let's go to George, VY2GF, VE1JVL. Come on in.
Well, good evening, Jim, and everybody on the net. I'm on the Charlottetown end of this, and, well, looks like you're going for a great net tonight. Anyway, heat wave here today, and but there's still time for a few blizzards. So hope everybody has a good week, and we'll certainly look forward to the net next week. Victor Yankee 2, Golf Foxtrot.
Yeah, okay, very good, George. Yeah, everybody had some good temperatures today, so very good. Thank you very much for taking part, and we'll hear you next week there for sure. 7-3 for now. Sterling, VY2SEC, VE1JVL.
VE1JVL, VY2SEC. Thank you for calling, Jim. Good evening for everyone on net. Had a great day here. We had HF antenna stayed up, and no snows and shovels, so that's that was a good day for me. So anyway, everyone take care. 7-3 from Victor Yankee 2, Sierra Echo Charlie.
VY2SEC, VE1JVL. Okay, very good, sir. I'm glad everything stayed up, and you're still on the air, so that's always a good plus, that's for sure. Thanks, Sterling, for taking part. Have yourself a great evening there. And Brent, come on in, VY2HF, VE1JVL.
V1JBL on the net, VY2HF in Stratford. Good evening, Jim, and thanks for taking the net over. Things are running smoothly. We managed to survive the storm quite well.
I have less snow now than when the storm started, which is even better. I like nothing better than a winter storm that cleans up after itself, which is quite awesome. The only announcement I might have, a little one, just in case nobody was, or not everybody was aware, on Friday afternoon at about 1:45 p.m., the International Space Station will be going north of the Maritimes and in a school contact with a school in Ottawa, through New Hampshire, a gateway new station in New Hampshire. We should hear the space station when it comes up over the western Great Lakes around Hamilton, Ontario, and we should hear it for about 10 minutes as it goes out over the upper peninsula, northern peninsula of Newfoundland. So between 1:45 and 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon, 145.800 FM. We won't be able to talk to it. They'll have a private frequency for uplink, but we should be able to hear the space station. Just a little tidbit there if someone wanted some excitement on a Friday afternoon. Back to you, Jim. V1JBL, VY2HF.
Yeah, very good, Brent. Yeah, I was wondering what the downlink frequency was, 145.800. And what time was it, our time again, Brent?
Our time, it's going to be officially 13:41 is when the contact will start. We won't actually acquire the space station for about another 4 minutes. So I'd say about 1:45 p.m. afternoon, our time, local time. Over.
Okay, very good, Brent. I got that written down here, so good stuff. Okay, yep. And we'll try and catch that if we can, if we're around here for sure. 7-3. Have yourself a great evening there, and we'll be chatting to you. Okay, so that was first time. I guess that's first time for everybody around. So let's go back up to New Brunswick. New Brunswick stations. I would like to check into the Maritime net. This is the second round. Come on.
For Echo 9, Oscar Romeo.
Victor Echo 1, November Alpha Tango, Victor Echo 1, November Alpha Tango.
Okay, I got two stations that time. I know there's got to be more out there. I got VE9OR Charles and VE1N18 Natalie. Any other stations from New Brunswick? New Brunswick stations. I'd like to check into that. Come on in. Okay, we'll take these two. VE9OR, VE1JBL. Good evening, Charles.
Good evening, Jim, and everybody on net. Just wanted to say hello, and got through the storm here pretty well, too. Yeah, I think we end up with maybe 8 inches or so. Anyway, yeah, it's been a decent winter overall, and hope our signals are coming through well from the Fredericton repeater. All the best, V9OR.
Great signal, Charles. Absolutely no problem at all. No, everything is fine there and good on the storm. So thanks very much for checking in there, and have yourself a great week. Let's go back up to Edmundston. VE1NAT, VE1JBL. Come on in, Natalie.
Jim, how are you tonight? Thank you to do the net, so really appreciate. And it was a real nice day after the storm. I think it was 0 degree when I finished at 5:30, so it was really nice. So bonne soirée and bonne fin de semaine.
VE1NAT, VE1JBL. Okay, very good, Natalie. Yeah, we got up to about 7 here today. It was nice. We went up to about 7. And I guess further south you go there, heard some of the guys talking up to around 15 there, heading down towards Halifax way there. So, but anyways, no, it was a lovely day after a storm. And I know so many times in the past that we've had storms where it's turned to rain as the snow turns to rain, and then it freezes afterwards, and you go into a deep freeze, and then you're in there for days, and everything is just solid ice. I know that's happened more times than not, so to have a storm like this and then stay mild afterwards is really strange, but we'll take it, that's for sure. Thanks, Natalie, for coming in. Have yourself a great week. Okay, before I go back to Nova Scotia, any other stations from New Brunswick? All the links are up here, but I'm not hearing too many. Any other stations from New Brunswick? Come on in.
V9 Bravo Oscar Foxtrot.
Okay, Bob, I guess you're all by yourself. VE9 VOF, VE1 JBL. Are you coming through the Amherst repeater or BFB?
9 JBL, V9 Bravo Oscar Foxa. I'm coming through the Amherst repeater. Anyway, quite a storm we had yesterday. Anyway, my next door neighbor, he come in with the plow in his truck, and that snow and ice just turned into a skating rink. Anyway, this morning I got out and could barely get to my truck there. Surprising, but all-wheel drive will do so. But and then when we got back from Moncton, snow was all gone, ice was gone. Turned out to be a real good day.
Yeah, okay, very good, Bob, very good. Yeah, it did turn out to be nice, and it was about the same thing here. It was by the time the day was over, I was seeing grass around here that I didn't think I'd see for a while. But anyways, yeah, it turned out nice. Thanks, Bob, for coming in from Memram Cook. Do appreciate it there, and have yourself a great week. Okay, let's go back to Nova Scotia. Stations in Nova Scotia that would like to check into the Maritime Fusion at this is the second round. Come on.
Victor Echo 1, Zulu Golf.
Delta.
Victor Echo 1, Romeo Papa X-Ray. Victor Echo 1, Charlie Delta.
Okay, I got 4 stations that time. I got VE1 Zulu Golf, VE1 CHL, VE1 RPX, and VE1 Charlie Delta. Anybody else from Nova Scotia?
VE1 Zulu Bravo.
Golf Victor Yankee.
And Quebec Delta.
Okay, I'm taking a few more out there. VE1 Zulu Bravo, VE1 GFY, or GVY, and VE1 Quebec Delta. Anybody else from Nova Scotia? Okay, let's go to the top of the list there. VE1 Zulu Golf, VE1 JVL. Good evening, Doug. How's things down in Timberley?
VE1 JBL, VE1 Zulu Golf. Good evening, Jim, everyone else on net. Things are fine in Timberley. We got blessed by the weather gods, and all the snow went away. I didn't have to get that beast of a snowblower of mine out and ruin my back. So I'm quite happy with that. I'll say 7-3 and turn it back to net control. Victor Echo 1, Zulu Golf.
Yeah, okay, very good, Doug. Yeah, I haven't invested in one. I keep saying I'm going to give myself a snowblower, but I haven't invested in one yet. And but it may come before sooner than later. especially with me. But anyways, good to have you on board there tonight. Thanks very much, and have yourself a great evening there. And Scott, I saw that picture of that pretty truck all washed up today. I was just wondering how quick you had a quick connect. You must have a quick connect somehow to get a hose out there. We've got a roundabout way to get a hose outside, especially in the wintertime. So you must have had a quick connect there, over.
V1 JBL, V1 CHL. Very good evening, Jim, and good evening to everyone that's listening. Oh, I just got the regular non-freezable hose bib on the side of the house, and I've got a small hose that I use in the wintertime that I hook onto it and get the vehicles washed off. So anytime it gets up to 0, I usually get out there and try and get some of that salt grime washed off the vehicles there. And there's a burn fire just outside of town here in North River. They have 9 fire brigades attending to it, so it's kind of a bad one. So hopefully things will go well for those guys there tonight. Anyhow, you all know about the weather. Certainly do like it. Hope everyone has a good week. 7-3, VE1 CHL.
Yeah, okay, very good, Scott. Too bad on the fire there. Hopefully nobody gets injured or any problems with that. But yeah, that's quite a call for outside there. So okay, very good. And Scott, the old house we used to live in, my wife's grandparents' house there that we lived in Amber before we moved out here. He had it hooked up that he actually even had hot water on the outside. So it was I'd never seen one of those before, but anyways, he actually had hot water connected on through all the piping and everything too. You could turn the tap on the inside and actually have hot water coming out the pipe. so anyways, but yeah, never seen that one before, but that was just the way it was in that house there. Very good, Scott. Thanks very much for coming in. Have yourself a great week there. Richard, come on in. VE1RPX, VE1JBL.
V1 JBL, V1 RPX, yeah, Richard here in Cambridge, Annapolis Valley. Yeah, I don't have to wash my truck. I hasn't been on the road. I think I don't have a tank of gas burnt yet this year, and I think I only burnt 4 last year. The wife does have a car though, and I drive that quite a bit. Nonetheless, everything's fine here. Messed around the last couple of days on 8-shaft, experimenting with digital modes there. A little bit of fun and good thing to do in the wintertime, certainly for the hobby. Thanks for calling me in. Wish you well and everybody else on the net. V1JBL, V1RPX.
VE1RPX, VE1JBL. Okay, very good, Richard. Good on everything, and the no mileage and the gas. Yeah, we're pretty good out here too. We've got a little Hyundai. And we go to town once every 2 weeks, so we put less than 100 clicks on it every 2 weeks. So the gas company's not making too much off of us here, but anyways, yeah, we're not putting many miles on, that's for sure. We just go to town once every 2 weeks for groceries and leave town and come back out here, so that's all we've been doing. Thanks, Richard, for coming in. Have yourself a great evening there. Trevor, VE1CD, VE1JBL, very good evening.
V1JBL and the Fusion Net V1CD. Very good evening, Jim, and all those on frequency. Thanks for calling me in. And I got my truck washed as well, but I let the rainstorm last night do it, and it washed the truck and washed away all of our snow here, so I didn't even have to bother clearing anything in Beaver Bank, so we're happy about that. Anyway, not much else to report here. Did put the fire on the night just to get things warmed up in the basement again, so we'll say 7-3. Hope everyone has a great week. V1JBL on the Maritime Fusion Net, V1CD.
Yeah, okay, very good, Trevor. Good to have you on board there tonight there. And, yeah, 7-3, and we'll talk to you again there for sure. Thanks very much for taking part there. Oxford, let's go to Oxford. Mike, VE1 Zulu Bravo, VE1.
VE1, JBL, V1 Zulu Bravo. Good evening, Jim, and good evening, everybody on frequency. Hello to Trevor on. I had to be there, and nothing to report from Oxford. Nice day. It was cut up a tree that had blown over a while back and did some branch trimming on some of my hardwoods and around the yard here. So nothing further. VE1 Zulu Bravo.
Yeah, okay, very good, Mike. Yeah, I looked out front here today. I got some small branches off of some birch trees down, but that happens every winter, so it was nothing spectacular. And nothing else was down, and actually everything worked out pretty good in that storm. Thanks, Mike, for taking part. Have yourself a great week there. We'll be talking to you. Gordon, VE1GVY, VE1JBL, very good evening.
VE1JBL, this is VE1GVY. Gord here in Fall River. Thanks for calling me in, Jim. I was starting to wonder if I was going to make the trip in tonight. Last week I had a hell of a time trying to get in and never did have any success. I don't know what it was. You know, maybe the fusion gods just said it wasn't my turn. So I'm glad to get in this evening, and I'm glad I could monitor the net. Last week I had no problem monitoring. I just couldn't trigger the repeater, I guess. And it turned out to be an issue on my end. You know, no big deal. So, Jim, I guess by now you've got a pretty good handle on what the weather has been around the Maritimes, I dare say. You've heard from all kinds of fellas, and I'm only in the middle of it all, so I got nothing new to add. Buddy, you have yourself a wonderful evening, and I'm going to sit back and enjoy the remainder of the net. VE1JBL, this is VE1GVY. 7-3, my friend.
Yeah, okay, very good, Gordon. Good on everything there, and yeah, that's why I like to try. I wanted to, get a couple of rounds, anyways, try and get everybody and see who we missed here. Hate to miss anybody, but it does happen. And so very good. Thanks on everything, and good on the weather. And we'll talk at you again. Let's go down to I don't have you up on the screen here, Scott. I'm just going to put near Peggy's Cove. That's what I'm going to put. Near Peggy's Cove. VE1QD, VE1JBL. Come on in.
VE1JBL, VE1QD in Hackett's Cove, Nova Scotia, about 6 kilometers from Peggy's Cove. A very nice evening here, Jim, and hello to all on frequency. I had a little trouble getting through. I called a number of times. I guess somebody probably caught in before I did and kind of obliterated me in the process, but finally I got through. That's good. Nothing particularly to report from here. Just wanted to check in and let you know that I've been monitoring, and I can't add much to the weather report other than I was surprised this morning when I got up and all the snow that came down so heavily was completely gone. So it's been a lovely day here. 73 to you and to all on frequency, and back to you, Jim, VE1JBL, VE1QD.
Yeah, okay, very good, Scott. And yeah, a lot of people were saying that you get a big snowstorm and then there's grass in the morning. So how does that happen? Especially on the 3rd of February. You can see that happening maybe in November or late March or April, but not in February. So strange times, that's for sure. Thanks, Scott, for checking in. Have yourself a great evening. Okay, let's do our second round of Prince Edward Island. Let's do the second round of Prince Edward Island. Any other stations from PEI? Come on in.
Victor Yankee 2, Juliet Charlie.
VY2JC, VE1JBL. Good evening, Joe. You got a noise in the background. Almost sounds like you're flying a plane.
Yeah, we're flying high here tonight. Yeah, that was my 2 meter rig there. I was interfering in it a little bit there, and with the portable there. Very good, Jim. And hi to everybody on the net. Boy, that Robert fellow's got some brain, eh? I'd like to have a piece of it. Just a little piece of it. I don't need half it or 3/4, just a little piece. of Oxford Robert there. I was sitting up at the table a little while ago having my supper. I knew I was going to be late to come down to the net here. And he said he was going to send me an email, so I said, I'll check on my phone. Bang, there was the net. I was sitting there having my supper listening to it on my cell phone. What a brain. I'm gonna try and see if I can pick that brain, if I can. Or maybe get right close or something and rub off. I doubt it. I don't think anything will stick to me, not even glue. Anyway, thanks for doing the net, Jim, and thanks for calling us in, and a great job too, by the way. And good job to you there too, Robert. That's a good YouTube thing. I mean, very impressive. And you know, I had a thought. There's a lot of scanner listeners that can't listen to this net, eh? And if they had that website, they could listen to this net. I don't know if that's allowed or not, but it'd be okay with me. Anyway, back to you there, net controller, and say hi to Windy. And don't talk too loud about the snow, please.
VY2JC, VE1JBL. You're always good for a laugh, Joe. That's for sure. Anyways, good on everything there. Yeah, and Robert, yeah, he's got quite a brain there for sure. That's why he's the tech guy at Oxford Frozen Foods down there. They need those good tech guys there. So that's why he works down there. He's got the brains there for sure. So yeah, it seems to me it might be something that everybody's seen might enjoy. That can't get to see the software and everything's going on here. So. We'll see how we make out there next week. We'll put a link out there next week and see how many people try it out there for sure. Thanks, Joe, for coming in. Have yourself a great evening. Okay, we're up to 38, and it's quarter past the hour, so anybody from anywheres, any stations from anywheres that would like to check into the Maritime Fusion at Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI, across Canada, or as Mike liked to say, outer space. I'm still waiting for that contact from outer space there. If he gets one of those from the space station, he'll have it all, that's for sure. So any stations from anywhere is like to check into the Maritime Fusion at. Come on.
Victor Echo 1, India, Quebec.
VE1, yes.
Okay, I got two stations that time. I got Brian and Peter, VE1IQ and VE1PS. Any stations from anywheres. Any stations from anywheres that would like to check in the Maritime Net before we close. Come on in.
Victor Echo 1 Tango, Indian November. Just a mark for the book, Jim. 7-3.
VE1 TIN, VE1 JBL. Okay, we got you in there. No problem at all there. Thanks very much for taking part. Do appreciate it. Okay, let's go to Brian, VE1 IQ, VE1 JBL.
And a very good evening there, Jim. I got sore shoulders. I got jumped on so many times tonight on the first and second go-around. Anyway, had a very unusual morning there. Went out down and one of the back roads here in the valley. And about 10 o'clock I was coming home, and the fields were covered with a very dense fog. But the roads themselves, where the asphalt was, there was about plus 10 degrees, and the asphalt was warm enough, and it was clear over the road, except for the occasional place where the little gentle breeze blew the fog right across the road, and it was just like driving right into a solid wall. You had to slow right down going through that, and then you drive out the other side and bright sunshine. Anyway, we had a barbecue for supper tonight, first of the year, and we're just sitting back enjoying, Jim. Thanks for calling me, and VE1IQ.
VE1 IQ, VE1 JBL. Okay, very good, Brian. Good on everything there. Good to have you on board there tonight there, and yeah, good on everything and the barbecue. So good stuff. Thanks very much for taking part. Let's go to Peter, VE1 PS, VE1 JBL.
V1 JBL in the group, V1 PS. Good evening, everybody. I guess I'll take up tail end Charlie here. Just joined the net late this evening, so just getting in there. Heard Gord there a little bit ago as well. Good evening. And yeah, the weather, it's fantastic. I guess remarkable might be a better word for how fast it changed and what it did. I was out for a rather quick walk with my daughter this morning. She's doing her basic training with the military on the weekends right now as a reservist, and she was out exercising, and I said I'd go with her. I don't quite ever remember walking that fast before in my life, but anyway, I did manage to keep up. 30 years in the difference, but anyway. But one of the things I noticed that was quite remarkable was, as we were walking along on one of the sidewalks, there was a caterpillar moving across the sidewalk. Apparently he was either evicted by the rain or didn't get the message of what time of the year it was. But I was really surprised to see that. And with that, Jim, I shall turn it back to you, and everybody have a safe rest of the week. V1 JBL in the group, V1 PS.
Yeah, okay, very good, Peter. Good on everything there, and the daughter taking the military. So good stuff, that's for sure. And yeah, you'll be sore now trying to keep up with her there. That'll come back to haunt you there, that's for sure. And good on the caterpillar, yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you, this is strange weather, that's for sure. Thanks, Peter, for coming in, and have yourself a great evening there. Okay, so we'll make this the last call. This is the last call for the Maritime Fusion Net, the one and only last call for Maritime Fusion. Anybody want to check in? Come on in now.
Victor Echo 1, November Echo Lima.
And VE1 NEL to close the net. VE1 JBL. I was wondering if you were out there in the boondocks there. Come on in, Brett.
Yeah, VE1 JBL from VE1 NEL. Thanks for calling me in there, Jim. Yeah, we're a little late getting the kids to bed tonight, and I'm in the middle of some computer repairs here. So I'm trying to fix up the wife's computer, and I ran down and to get something and turned the radio on and heard you saying last call, so I thought I'd get my name in there. But I heard you talking about the strange weather too, and it certainly has been. I mean, I went for 2 walks today at work with a t-shirt on, and I was almost sweating, so it was a beautiful day once the sun came out here in Truro. But anyways, I just thought I'd give you a quick call to get in, and thanks for calling me in. I'm usually lurking in the backgrounds. V1 JBL from V1 NEL.
Yeah, okay, very good, Brett. No problem at all there, and good to have you on board there. And I'm always waiting for you at the tail end there, so I know that's where you're going to be. Very good. And I didn't hear John on tonight. John's usually late getting there and there at the end there too, but he must be busy there tonight there. So 7-3. Have yourself a great evening. Okay, thanks everybody for checking in tonight. There we got 43. I'll have to double check all that. I got a lot of scribbling down here from the time Robert started there, and I've just got to finalize, but I think I got 43 here. We'd like to thank all the amateurs for checking in tonight. We also want to thank the owners of all the nodes who linked in tonight for helping us expand the area for local hams to check in. And yes, we had quite a few here tonight. We had Yarmouth, and let me see now, Southampton, Edmundston, Halifax, Greenwood, Grand Falls, and Fredericton. Oh yeah, I see SQY is on here, so St. Quentin and Grand Falls is also on here. So yep, quite a few repeaters come in there tonight. So thanks everybody for coming in, and it makes it expand the area for us to run the net. A recap of the net will be posted. Yeah, I'm going to change that because we're not putting that on the MARC website anymore. I'm sending it out to everybody anyway, so we're not bothering putting it on the website. So I'll do a reprint of this, and I'll send it out to all the net controllers, so they'll have that. Now that that is concluded, the repeaters are now open for general use. This is VE1JBL signing off. Good night, all.
VE9ZP comment?
VE9ZD, VE1